I've lived within 5 to 15 minutes of the beach my whole life, until this year. And frosts were not something we were used to. And this year, well, 2 days ago, we woke up to something we had never seen before. Lots and lots of frost, at least to us. Driving Noah to school was like a winter wonderland, especially for someone like me who's never even seen it snowing. This was big. The meadows and pastures, the roofs of houses were covered in silvery white and glistening in the morning sun. And I tried to enjoy the newness of this, but I'd be lying if I didn't admit that in the back of my mind I wasn't worried about how I was going to manage a tropical garden. But like with everything else, I'll figure it out somehow. But it did really get me into the Christmas spirit. Christmas has always been my favorite holiday. Even as a kid, I wasn't as excited about Christmas Day or Christmas Eve as I was the weeks leading up to it. The entire season, the lights, the music, the decorations. There was a feeling of goodwill out in public. Everyone seemed more happy and friendly, and I hope that's still the case. I always went all out decorating both inside and out. And for outdoor decorations, I would always have a friendly competition with my best friend Alan, who lived across the street. Before I did the decorating, my dad would put up the one string of lights around the house. You know, the ones, the big, huge ones that were those cool retro colors. When I see a house with those still today, it brings back such good feelings. In fact, maybe I'll get some of those next year. This year we swapped Christmas trees with Emily's parents. They moved into a house with lower ceilings, and we moved into a house with higher ceilings. So they got our 7-foot tree and we got their 9-footer. And of course, the large windows with the nook demanded that we put it right there in the center. There really was no other choice. And Emily wanted the tree to match the new farmy feel of the house, but with a touch of glamour and sparkle. And I really wanted to add in, the ornaments I've had most of my life, but I had to admit I liked how it turned out without them. So next year, we're going to get a smaller tree for the other side of the living room, and we'll use that one to satisfy my sentimentality. Our fireplace and mantle have been in the works since we moved in. Other things have been taking precedence, but Christmas is the perfect nudge that I needed to get it finished. We had started out with an 8-inch wide mantle, but quickly realized that was not going to be wide enough. So I'm adding a topper to it to bring the actual ledge to 12 inches wide. Before any of this, the house came with this big, chunky 1960s or 70s mantle. So taking that out was the first thing we did, but then that left a blank area. I was always disappointed that we didn't have a mantle in the house I grew up in. We had a fireplace, but no mantle. And then later on, I actually created a temporary mantle out of scrap lumber that I would cover with pine garland so you couldn't see, the old beat up wood with nails coming out of it. Then I grew up and Emily and I got married, and our first apartment had no mantle or fireplace for that matter. And the next house we lived in, where Noah was born, again, no fireplace or mantle. And then we moved into our previous house. It had a fireplace, but no mantle, so I built one. Not a temporary one for Christmas, but a real one that we could decorate every year. And like I said, this house had a mantle, but not one that was my favorite, so we built one. Several years ago, when my grandmother passed away, I had her old Christmas tree, and I took it apart and I used the branches to decorate our old mantle with. I brought those branches with us to the new house to work into the new garland that will fit this larger space a lot better. A little of the old and a little of the new. Again, I'm a big softie when it comes to family mementos. I guess that's one of the many reasons I love Christmas. I love family traditions, and Christmas is a time to reflect on years past and the family togetherness and memories made and shared over the years. It's a time to cozy up in front of a fire with family and, watch all of those great classic Christmas movies. I hope that you get to spend Christmas with those you love this year, family, friends, pets, and that the new year holds lots of promise. I remain optimistic that 2022 will be a great year. Merry Christmas from our new homestead to you. We'll see you in the new year.